What if the breakthrough you're hiding is the exact hope someone else wants to hear? Today, we're finishing our week on whole life discipleship by talking about sharing your miracle. Here's the thing. You've experienced God's help, but you're keeping it to yourself when others desperately need hope. God promises something powerful. He comforts us so that we can comfort others. 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 4 says, He comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort others. Most people think their story isn't significant enough to share, but the Bible shows us something different. The widow in 1 Kings chapter 17, her story's been told for thousands of years. The servants at the wedding in John chapter 2, they saw Jesus' glory revealed. Your experience of God's faithfulness isn't just for you. It's for everyone who's watching. Today, we'll learn 4 ways to share what God has done. First, your everyday faithfulness preaches louder than your words. Think about the widow. She simply obeyed, day after day. The servants at the wedding filled the jars and served the wine. No big speeches, just faithful action. In your workplace, your neighborhood, your family, people are watching how you live more than listening to what you say. Your consistent trust in hard times testifies to God's faithfulness. But there's something even more powerful. Sharing your story gives others permission to trust God too. We're still reading about the widow and the wedding because someone told the story. These testimonies have encouraged billions of people. So here's the question. Who needs to hear what God has done in your life? That struggling colleague? That discouraged friend? That family member who's lost hope? Tell them. Your story might be the bridge to their breakthrough. Now, here's what stops most people from sharing. You don't need a perfect ending to share a faithful journey. The widow's story didn't end her poverty immediately. The wedding couple still had to repay their debts and live their lives. But God's provision in that moment mattered. Stop waiting until everything is resolved before you share. Share the faithfulness you're experiencing right now. Your church community, your small group, your neighbors, they need to hear about God's help in the middle of the story, not just at the end. And here's the final piece that completes the picture. Sharing what you have, not just your story, demonstrates God's love. The widow shared her bread. The servants shared the wine. Provision is meant to be distributed. What has God given you that someone else needs? Your time, your resources, your home, your skills, your presence. This week, share one thing God has given you with someone who needs it. So here's what we've learned. Faithful living preaches. Sharing your story gives others permission to trust God. You don't need a perfect ending, and provision is meant to be shared. Your challenge this week? Tell one person about one way God has helped you, and share one resource God has given you. That's the end of our week on Whole Life Discipleship. We've journeyed from noticing God's presence right where you are, through trusting Him in impossible places, working faithfully, creating beauty, lifting the lonely, serving sacrificially, and now sharing your miracle. Tomorrow, we start a fresh series. I'll be asking, how can we use our money in ways that invest in God's kingdom and His purposes? Join me then.